My name is Madison Antrim, and this is a presentation about self-driving cars being a major technological change in society for my Technology in Society class. A car that could drive itself seems a bit like a sci-fi fantasy, something you'd see in a movie set in the distant future, but self-driving cars are a reality. In October of 2016, the Tesla team announced that all vehicles produced in its factory will have the hardware necessary for full self-driving capability at a safety level exponentially greater than that of a human driver. These cars will lower the financial cost of transportation for those who own a car and provide low-cost, on-demand mobility for those who do not. These Tesla vehicles are equipped with 8 surround cameras that provide 360 degrees of visibility at a range of up to 250 meters around the car. On top of that, there are 12 updated ultrasonic sensors that allow for detection of objects and a forward-facing radar that supplies additional data and is capable of seeing through heavy rain, fog, dust, and even the car ahead. This system provides a view of the world that goes beyond human senses. According to Ellen Hall from Esurance On, the developer of these vehicles envisioned a more efficient world, where self-driving cars could be packed together on road trains, and multiple passengers could share a single car and spend their commute reading, sleeping, or even relaxing. With any new technology, there are bound to be drawbacks, along with the advantages, and the self-driving car is no exception. According to Paul Goodman from Axle Addict, here are some advantages of self-driving cars. Over 80% of car crashes in the USA are caused by driver error, but with driverless cars, there would be no bad drivers, less mistakes on the road, and drunk driving could be prevented. Also, the sensory technology on these cars can perceive the environment better than human senses, detecting conditions and obstacles that we can't, and reducing traffic accidents. With a smoother driving experience, travelers can make a trip overnight and sleep for the duration. Finally, falling asleep at the wheel will be encouraged. Not to mention, commute times could be reduced drastically with traffic that would be easier than ever to coordinate. Speed limits may even be increased to reflect safer driving, reducing commute times as well. People who typically have difficulty driving, such as the elderly and disabled, could finally experience the freedom of car travel. Even parking the vehicle would be stress-free, as it could drop you off and just park itself. Other advantages include bringing a massive reduction in insurance premiums for car owners. Efficient travel would cut costs and fuel expenses. The reduced need for safety gaps would mean that road capabilities for vehicles would be increased, and cars that are self-aware would reduce car theft. Although there are many arguments for the advantages of self-driving cars, there are also arguments against it. Self-driving cars would likely be out of the price range of most ordinary people, and if the road system and infrastructure would need major upgrades for driverless vehicles to operate them, how would that happen if most can't afford them? A simple computer malfunction could cause a crash, and if a car crashes without a driver, whose fault is it? The designer, of the software, or the vehicle owner? Not to mention, the car's reliance on the collection of location and user information could become a privacy concern, and hackers could get into the vehicle's software and control its operation, creating a huge security risk. And if you think that's bad, terrorists could use self-driving cars as moving bombs. Another question would be how police would interact with driverless vehicles, especially when it comes to accidents or crimes. And what about situations that involve ethics, something a machine cannot comprehend? Faced with the choice between running over a group of pedestrians or going off a bridge and killing all its passengers, what does the vehicle do? Should the vehicle always swerve to avoid animals in the road, or prioritize the safety and comfort of the passengers? When it comes to any new technology, there are a lot of questions that need to be asked, but it is no question that self-driving cars will be one technological change that will greatly impact society. I always thought it would be great to have self-driving cars. It would save people a lot of time, make driving easier for people who find it stressful or difficult, and would definitely cut down on accidents. But looking farther into the subject, I've discovered that there are security and privacy risks that need to be evaluated, as well as other questions concerning accidents and ethics. Before self-driving cars become the norm, maybe we should take these questions into consideration. We need to ask if the positives outweigh the negatives and if self-driving cars is the right choice for our society.